90-Day Fiancé before the 90 days. What Lisa regrets in relationship with Daniel. 90-Day Fiancé before the 90 days. Stars Lisa and Faith spoke with Access Hollywood, and Lisa revealed what she regrets in her relationship with Daniel. 90-Day Fiancé before the 90 days airs Sundays at 8 p.m. Pacific Time/Eastern Time on TLC. Man accused of trying to drown reality TV personality acquitted. 90-Day Fiancé star Leda Margaretha considers another baby as infant death probed. Eric Rosenbrook says he and Leda Margaretha are still grieving the loss of their infant daughter, but have not ruled out having another child in the future. Speaking publicly for the first time about the possibility, the former 90-Day Fiancé star said the couple is taking things one day at a time, following the tragedy that has placed their family under intense scrutiny. Rosenbrook told TMZ that he and Margaretha have not made a final decision about trying for another baby. The couple's daughter, Elisa Eleanor Rosenbrook, died in July 2025 after being hospitalized and placed on life support for several days. According to Rosenbrook, the loss remains deeply painful, and the couple is focused on grieving rather than rushing into major family decisions. The comments come as Margaretha remains in the spotlight for multiple legal matters. Earlier this week, she appeared in a Wisconsin courtroom in connection with a separate case involving 24 felony counts tied to allegations of wire fraud, forgery, theft, and bail jumping. Court records show Margaretha was released after signing a $1,000 signature bond and agreeing to a no-contact order preventing her from contacting employees of the business involved in the case or from entering its premises. Her next court date is scheduled for June 17th. Margaretha's attorney, Taylor Hart, has said the charges discussed during the hearing are not new allegations but rather refiled claims connected to earlier conduct. The most recent criminal charges levied against Ms. Margaretha in Juneau County are not actually new allegations of new criminal conduct but rather are refiled charges stemming from old conduct alleged to have occurred in 2023 and 2024, Hart said in a statement. He added that Margaretha intends to challenge the case again in court and continues to deny all allegations of wrongdoing. The couple's latest comments about their future family plans come as they continue disputing official findings related to their daughter's death. An assessment from the Adams County Health and Human Services Department determined the infant's death was non-accidental, and investigators concluded there was a preponderance of the evidence to substantiate maltreatment of physical abuse to the infant by the mother. Both Margaretha and Rosenbrook have rejected that conclusion and say they hired a private medical examiner to review the autopsy. Rosenbrook has argued that their independent expert believes the original examination was flawed, claiming the report did not clearly determine the age of a fracture cited in the investigation and suggesting certain injuries may have occurred during childbirth or during CPR attempts. Margaretha and Rosenbrook first appeared on 90-Day Fiancé in 2018. Where viewers watched their international relationship unfold on camera. 90-Day Fiancé attempted drowning case at Boca Bash ends in not guilty verdict. Exclusive, unrecognizable 90-Day Fiancé stars shocking new faces explained, as they make unexpected return to show after 2 years. 90-Day Fiancé fans were left shocked when unpopular mother-daughter duo Lydia Morel and Nicole Jimeno made their unexpected return to the franchise looking unrecognizable. As fans continue to wildly speculate on their supposed new faces, Dr. Jeffrey Lee, double board-certified plastic surgeon and founder of JL Plastic Surgery, pulled back the curtain on likely procedures they underwent in an exclusive interview with RadarOnline.com. Once baby-faced and wearing braces, Jimeno looked extremely different in her recent appearance on 90-Day Fiancé, the single life than she did in past spin-offs. One ex-user claimed, "That's kind of freaky. She doesn't look nothing like she did before," and another said, "She must have had a lot of work done." A third critic on Reddit chimed in, "Dang, she messed up her mug so bad." While some of the changes in her face could be attributed to weight loss, others pointed to clear cosmetic intervention. After looking at before and after photos and videos of Jimeno, Dr. Lee exclusively told Radar that she appeared to have had quite a few common cosmetic procedures done. Nicole may have had Botox, as the horizontal forehead lines seen in the earlier image are no longer visible, he pointed out. The eyebrows also appear more arched compared to the before photo, which could suggest a Botox brow lift. On top of that, her fuller lips indicated she may have also gotten filler to perfect her pout. but Dr. Lee suspected she could have gone under the knife as well. The brow position and shape of the eyes also look slightly different, which in some cases could be achieved with procedures such as a surgical brow lift or canthopexy, he added, referring to a surgery that lifts the outer corner of the eye. Most noticeably to some fans was Jimeno's nose, which Dr. Lee confirmed appeared slightly shorter with a more elevated tip, which could mean she got a nose job. The chin also looks more projected, he added, which may indicate a chin implant. As for Morel, who previously tried and failed to find love on TLC's Love in Paradise, Dr. Lee determined a number of different procedures could explain her shocking new look. She may have had Botox in the forehead and around the eyes, as those areas appear smoother with fewer visible lines, he shared. Her cheeks also look fuller, which could be consistent with cheek filler. Aside from minimally invasive cosmetic procedures, Dr. Lee also suggested she could have had a laundry list of surgeries. Surgically, the nose appears slimmer than in earlier images, which could suggest rhinoplasty, Dr. Lee continued. The jawline and neck also appear more defined, which may indicate a face or neck lift. Her eyes appear more open as well, which could be consistent with an upper blepharoplasty. While the duo is well known and often despised by 90 Day fans now, they didn't start out as major players in the franchise. Nicole first appeared in Season 4 of 90 Day Fiancé as a guest star as TLC documented her brother Pedro Jimeno's roller coaster romance with Chantel Everett. Lydia also made frequent guest appearances and regularly weighed in with opinions on her son's relationship and eventual marriage. Nicole especially was known for being antagonistic and causing trouble in Pedro's relationships. Combined, they have both appeared in 90 Day Fiancé, 90 Day Fiancé, The Single Life, 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, Love in Paradise, The Family, Chantel, and more in the ever-expanding reality franchise. Sean Robinson returning as Before the 90 Days Tell-All host amid Single Life host switch-up, while Ross Matthews is joining the 90 Day Fiancé franchise as the host of the 90 Day The Single Life Tell-All. TLC has now confirmed to Swoon that Sean Robinson is still hosting the 90 Day Fiancé Before the 90 Days Tell-All. On March 12, TLC revealed on its official Instagram account that the RuPaul's Drag Race judge and the Drew Barrymore Show co-host would be stepping into the host chair for the Single Life Season 5 reunion episodes, which are set to begin on Monday, May 18th, at 8/7C. Reality star's ex acquitted of attempted murder after allegedly trying to drown her. The verdict was delivered yesterday, March 12, by Circuit Judge John Parnofiello in West Palm Beach, Florida. Goldberg was also charged with domestic battery, as reported by Page 6. I do not find, based on the record, that the evidence supports any of these ailments beyond a reasonable doubt. Thus, the verdict must be not guilty, said Parnofiello. Goldberg says he doesn't resent the 90 Day Fiancé star. After the verdict was given, Goldberg told reporters, "I'm so glad the truth finally came out. I've been dealing with this since 2022, so it feels like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. There's no resentment with Caroline. I just can't believe she would ever think I could do something like that. We are all relieved and grateful that this 4-year ordeal is over," added Goldberg's attorneys Heidi Perlette and Mark Scheiner. "We had every confidence in Judge Parnofiello's ability to be fair to both sides of the aisle and to follow the law. Despite being a young judge, his sense of fairness, intelligence, and reputation for following the law is undisputed." Goldberg says he plans to return to South Florida and go back to law school. What does Caroline Schwitzky think of the verdict? Schwitzky told reporters that she is still processing the judge's ruling. However, the TLC reality show star promised she would eventually talk about the verdict. Goldberg was arrested in 2022 after allegedly trying to strangle and drown Schwitzky. During the trial, his attorneys argued that their client had no intention of harming Schwitzky. They explained he was swimming in a strong current and became disoriented, which led Goldberg to grab Schwitzky by her shoulder to stop himself from drowning. Goldberg was offered a plea deal that would have had him serve a 6-month jail sentence. He opted to plead his case before a judge instead. Schwitzky shared her version of events in over 2 days of testimony. She said she went into the water to escape a drunken fight with Goldberg. According to Schwitzky's testimony, Goldberg started the fight when he became upset about throwing a football with another man on a boat. Later that day, he allegedly hit her in the face with a canned drink. He then laughed at her when she yelled at him for it. After following her around the boat, Goldberg allegedly threw Schwitzky to the floor of the boat and bit her. She then tried to swim to another boat. He swam after her and grabbed her. "The last thing on my mind was thinking it was Cole," testified the 90 Day Fiancé star. "But then when I was under the water, and I looked in front of me, I saw Cole's body, his shoulders." 90 Day The Single Life. Tony asks Vanya to be his girlfriend. On 90 Day The Single Life, Tony asks Vanya to be his girlfriend. 90 Day The Single Life airs Mondays at 8 p.m. on TLC. Before the 90 Days preview, Elise slams Joshua's disgusting relationship with Nat video. Is this 90 Day Fiancé or When Harry Met Sally? In Swin's exclusive preview for the March 14th episode of 90 Day Fiancé, before the 90 Days Season 8, Elise Benson attempts to answer the age-old question: can men and women be friends without the sex part getting in the way? Her answer? Absolutely not. In the sneak peek of the Before the 90 Days Season 8 episode, Elise confronts her boyfriend, Joshua Lawson, about his friendship and current roommate situation with his friend, Nat, right in front of her. While Josh had previously told Elise that he was living with his parents before she arrived in Australia, he had secretly been living with Nat for a few months. "I don't think that guys and girls can be friends without hooking up," Elise tells Josh and Nat. "I've tried that. It's never succeeded." According to the duo, things are a bit more laid back in Australia, so their friendship is likely a product of the culture. "I think men and women can be friends," Nat confesses to viewers. "I have a lot of male friends. I wouldn't ever sleep with Josh. He's my brother to me. So I find it very weird." Things escalate even further when Elise admits, "I think that he's going to have a struggle maintaining you and maintaining me, if I have to be completely honest." Turning towards her boyfriend's financial relationship with his female friend, she asks, "I guess the question I have is, are you paying? Like, are you just there for free?" According to Nat, she's always paid for the full rental. To Nat's offense, Elise tells Josh, "I think that she has a financial hold on you that's making you feel some sort of way." While he agrees that Nat has helped him financially, Josh clearly does not see Elise's issue with the temporary situation. "Joshua's struggling financially. He's lied to me about living there," Elise tells viewers at the end of the preview. "Something's fishy, something's shady. I don't want my F***king boyfriend getting F***king financially supported by another girl. That's disgusting and weird. Like, that's not what I signed up for." Do you think Elise and Josh will make their new relationship work? Sound off in the comments below. Cole Goldberg found not guilty in case involving 90 Day Fiancé, alum Caroline Schwitzky. Cole Goldberg has been cleared of an attempted murder charge connected to an incident involving Caroline Schwitzky, a former personality from 90 Day Fiancé. The ruling came on March 12th in a West Palm Beach, Florida courtroom, following a bench trial that included several days of testimony about a confrontation that occurred during the Boca Bash boating event in 2022. Schwitzky previously alleged that Goldberg tried to harm her during an argument in the water after their relationship ended. Authorities said witnesses reported seeing a struggle and shouting for help before others nearby stepped in to separate the two. Goldberg disputed the accusation throughout the case. He told the court he entered the water because he believed Schwitzky was in danger, and said his actions were meant to prevent her from getting hurt near passing boats. Judge John Parnofiello ultimately ruled that the evidence did not support a conviction. According to statements made in court, conflicting witness accounts created uncertainty about what happened during the incident. After the decision, Goldberg shared his reaction. "I'm relieved this chapter is finally over," he said. "It has been hanging over my life for years." Schwitzky has not yet publicly discussed the verdict, but is expected to address it soon. 90 Day Fiancé star Caroline Schwitzky's ex acquitted of attempted murder. 90 Day Fiancé star Caroline Schwitzky's ex-boyfriend Cole Goldberg has been found not guilty of attempted murder. Circuit Judge John Parnofiello delivered the verdict on Thursday as Goldberg appeared in the West Palm Beach, Florida, courtroom on first-degree attempted murder and domestic battery charges, reports Court TV. "I do not find, based on the record, that the evidence supports any of these ailments beyond a reasonable doubt. Thus, the verdict must be not guilty," Parnofiello said in his ruling. After the verdict was read, Goldberg told TMZ, I'm so glad the truth finally came out. I've been dealing with this since 2022, so it feels like a weight has been lifted off my shoulder. There's no resentment with Caroline. I just can't believe she would ever think I could do something like that. He added that he plans to return to law school in South Florida. Goldberg's attorneys Heidi Perlette and Mark Scheiner further told the outlet, "We are all relieved and grateful that this 4-year ordeal is over. We had every confidence in Judge Parnofielo's ability to be fair to both sides of the aisle and to follow the law. Despite being a young judge, his sense of fairness, intelligence and reputation for following the law is undisputed." Schwitzky, meanwhile, told the outlet that she is still processing the ruling, but promised to eventually speak on the news. Page 6 has reached out to Goldberg's team. Reps for Schwitzky were not immediately available. Goldberg was originally arrested in April 2022 after he allegedly attempted to strangle and drown Schwitzky. In court, his attorneys argued that Goldberg had no intent to harm Schwitzky, and he'd been swimming in a strong current and was disoriented, leading him to grab Schwitzky by her shoulder in an attempt to stop himself from drowning, reports. Prior to his court date, Goldberg rejected a plea deal that would have required 6 months in jail and opted to go in front of a judge in a bench trial. As we previously reported, Schwitzky wound up in the water after she jumped in to escape a drunken fight with Goldberg. The TLC alum recounted the events of the fight as she testified in court for nearly 2 hours on the second day of Goldberg's trial. She claimed the fight was initiated after Goldberg became upset with her for throwing around a football with another man on the boat. Later in the day, Goldberg allegedly hit her in the face with a canned drink and laughed at her when she yelled at him for it. The reality star went on to add that an apologetic Goldberg later followed her around the boat, but she wanted to be left alone. He wasn't understanding that, she testified. All of a sudden, Goldberg then threw her to the floor of the boat, bit her and dug his nails into her skin before she got away in the water and told him, "This is over," she claimed. The media personality tried to swim to a nearby boat, but Goldberg followed after her into the water and eventually caught up to her and took hold of her, she further claimed. "The last thing on my mind was thinking it was Cole," Schwitzky testified on March 10th. "But then when I was under the water and I looked in front of me, I saw Cole's body, his shoulders." A bystander named Matt Paris eventually came to the reality star's rescue and broke up the interaction when he intervened. Dirty boxing heavyweight champion and former UFC fighter Jairzinho Rozenstruik can put his domestic violence arrest behind him. TMZ Sports has learned officials have declined to pursue charges. According to court records we obtained, the state filed its decision earlier this month, formally dropping the case. As for the reason why, the DA said, the victim refused to provide a sworn statement, adding that the parties were engaged in mutual combat and provided conflicting accounts of the incident. The DA concluded that, without the victim's cooperation, there is no reasonable likelihood of conviction. As we previously reported, the 37-year-old was arrested by the Pembroke Pines Police Department in January after cops say he got into a blowout argument with his partner. Cops say the 37-year-old fighter was uncooperative and advised they figured it out and did not need law enforcement. At the scene, police say they spoke with the woman and got her side of the story, in which she claimed she got into an argument with Jairzinho while they were driving from their storage unit in Pembroke Pines. Per the report, she told officers she opted to ignore him, which prompted him to allegedly, actually and intentionally slap her hand, causing her cell phone to fall to the car floor. She claimed, after she tried to get away from him, Jairzinho grabbed her by the arm to prevent her from leaving the vehicle. She says she then punched the combat sports star with a closed fist in the head multiple times in self-defense. She told cops Rozenstruik then released her arm, but they continued to argue. She then claimed that he went in for a kiss, which she declined, calling him a nasty beast. Rozenstruik allegedly then bit her right bicep against her will. Cops wrote they observed the woman had a visible bite mark on her right bicep, redness on both of her forearms and a red scratch/bruise mark under her right eye. Due to those factors, they had probable cause that Jairzinho was the primary aggressor during this incident and committed the alleged crime was established, so they arrested him. But now the case has been dropped. We've reached out to Rozenstruik for comment, but so far no word back.